So in this video, we're just going to, given a dilation, we are going to find the scale factor. So the scale factor should be the proportion of d, let's use a prime over dA. So notice that we have our triangle ABC is actually the big one. And this is kind of confusing because when we first started talking about this, our center of dilation was like a flashlight, and our image was the shadow, this one right here. But in this case, our image is the smaller one. How do you know that? Because it's A prime, B prime, C prime. So the prime tells you it's been transformed. The shape's been transformed if there's a little apostrophe there. So with that in mind, we're going from a big triangle to a small triangle. So our ratio needs to be less than 1. Our scale factor needs to be less than 1. If we're greater than 1, then we'd be getting a bigger shape. So let me just kind of label these. A, B, C is the pre-image. Pre-image. Our image then is triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, so we could calculate the distance from D to C using Pythagorean's theorem or the distance formula, but if you have a measuring device, which you should when you come into class, have your protractor or your ruler, you can measure this out. So I'm going to line this up, and I see that from D to C, let's use that, D to C and DC prime. So D to C is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half. Okay, so 10.5. And then our DC prime, these are segments, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it kind of goes a quarter of the way. So 5 and a quarter, 5.25. Now, remember, it must be DC prime over DC, because that'll show us the scale factor, and we'll know that it's correct going from a big image to a smaller image, going from the pre-image to the image, that it should be less than 1. So DC prime is 5.25, and we divide by 10.5. That's our line segment DC. And it looks like we get 1/2. Now you can, if you wanted to, confirm all these lengths, but since we were given the fact that it's a dilation, we know that it is a similar triangle, that their proportions match, and the proportion is 1 to 2.